Everyone, before we get started today, a big thank you to Blackout Coffee. If you haven't heard yet, they have partnered with Bare Knuckle Fighting Club, and I gotta tell you, it's one of the coolest things I've watched. It's the closest thing to real fighting you'll get. Obviously, Conor McGregor's involved, a bunch of other people. Awesome to see them being a partner with them. As always, we've got a discount code below the video. We love them here. Jared from Guns and Gadgets is a part owner. John Santos, unbelievable people. Integrity beyond belief, and simply salt of the earth. Go support them. Grab some amazing coffee. I look forward to waking up every morning simply to have that cup of coffee. Link and code below the video. Folks, what's the rule? You can't wear two different kind of camos? I don't care. It's one of those days. Went hunting and I'm back home now, and we'll leave it at that. Can we do that? I'm not really a fashion person, if you haven't noticed. Anyways, the topic for today's discussion is gun control. Ooh, shocker. Why? I would like to offer a couple of very logical arguments to this video and to the audience today. All of you fine people. But I'm going to bring up a couple of points today that are going to ruffle some feathers out there in terms of people who think that they can try to rewrite the Second Amendment, try to interpret it, try to make their own version of it, because we're not doing that. We're just not doing it. In today's video I'm going to show is a perfect example of that. So over the past, I don't know how many years that Joe Biden was in there just literally doing nothing other than letting criminals come into this country, there was a gang by the name of Tren de Agua, I believe. I don't know, three days of water. Is that what that means? But the little bit of Spanish classes that I had in high school with a super hot teacher, which made me learn even less. I think that's what that means. Tren, or maybe 10, 3 days of agua, I don't know. Anyways, this gang has been in the country just causing a whole bunch of racket. They went and tried to, I don't know, take over an apartment complex. I'm just curious, is a gang to-do list is to take over an apartment complex, not rob a bank or, I don't know, go after an armed truck? You want to just take over an apartment. Well, they're obviously into a couple of different things. One of them is potentially being the new Walter White, except they're not cooking blue stuff, they're cooking pink.
Several of the indicted defendants are also indicted on charges of selling and possessing 2C of pink cocaine.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, for how woke this country is, pink makes sense. Oh, you got any of that pink stuff? No? Let's take a listen here.
NYPD detectives has successfully intercepted and shut down a significant Tren de Aragua pipeline of guns into New York City.
Operation Train Derail, a gang and gun trafficking takedown in the Bronx and Manhattan Tuesday. Police say several members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua were arrested and 34 firearms were seized, including semi-automatic pistols, a ghost gun, and 2 assault rifles.
They bought from friendly states. They relied on use of rental vehicles to come up the iron pipeline and sell them to people in the city of New York.
Whoa. Okay, Queens District Attorney, turn your fucking brain on if we can. When have illegal immigrants been able to buy in other states? You're saying it like it's like another country. Like, oh, they were in New York, they drove down to Texas and just bought a whole bunch of stuff and then drove back. We still have background checks here. You still have to be an American citizen. If they don't have driver's licenses that the FBI can go in and look up, not fake ones, we're not in high school again, when we just got a fake one to go get beer. They need a legitimate one that can be looked up.
CBS News New York cameras in the courtroom as 2 of the defendants, 27-year-old Roland Meza and 24-year-old Rosemary Sanchez, a mother of an infant who prosecutors say helped to negotiate some of the deals, were arraigned.
And she posted an Instagram story of the pre-recorded buy money fanned out alongside her infant resting on top of that money.
Have you please?
Not guilty.
Officials say this is video advertising the sale of illegal guns.
This comes on the heels of the NYPD's participation in yesterday morning's action with our federal partners.
And the defendants in court today pled not guilty. If convicted, they face a minimum of 25 years in prison.
So once again, this is a discussion that is just mind-boggling to me, because y'all want gun control, but then you're not even honest about how these people got these guns. Do you really think these dudes from Tren de Agua went into a legitimate gun shop and filled out a 4473 and asked the government, our government, for permission just to go and sell them on the street again? Fuck no. They probably brought them over with them or had somebody mail them, or had somebody smuggle them in, because we all know what happened to the border for the past 4 years. It's a bigger hole than, it's just a big hole.
Wow, what a hole.
So, for all the people who talk about gun control here, what do you have to say about this? I mean, what do you say? The district attorney? She's already got her head in the clouds. Oh, they went to another state to buy these. No, they didn't. If they did, they bought them illegally. But once again, that's the question here. Folks, let's get serious here for a second. I know I've been joking around here, but this is a topic that honestly pisses me the fuck off. I'm going to break this down the best way that I've explained this to people who are fans of gun control. And I've gotten people who were legitimate, yes, we need gun control, to change their minds. The first question I would offer to the people who want gun control is, where is your data? Out of 330 million people in the country, how many people die every year from guns? Excuse me, how many people die from violence that involved the gun? I think the number we went over last year was 42,000. Based on the research that I've done, at least 80% of that is because of gang violence. People who do not care and will never care about gun laws. You think a bunch of Crips or some MS-13 are going into a gun shop being like, oh, please, government, please allow me to have a gun? They don't care. If you think that they care, if you think gun laws are stopping these people, you are absolutely in outer space. Then, something that saddens my heart, a lot of the rest of those deaths are from suicide. We're never going to control the gangs. We can stop the number of suicides. Why don't we talk about that? Why are there not news companies making a fuss about that? That's something that we can legitimately help. We take all the money that's put into gun control. We take all the time that we're paying these Congress people and the ATF and everybody involved with gun control. We cut all of it. No more discussions about gun control. You respect the Second Amendment and you put all of that money into men's mental health. Let me ask everybody a question. Out of the $100 and something billion that we've sent to Ukraine, if we put all of that money into resources for men who feel like they have no other option to go get help, how many people do you think we'd save? I would say a shitload. Now, obviously there is a stigma surrounding, oh, you're a man, just deal with it. Fuck that. We all go through shit. We all have a tough time. Yeah, we do swallow it down and we just do our work and move on. But yeah, occasionally we got to let it out. We got to talk to somebody, whether that's a buddy, whether that's a parent, whether that's a person who is trained to handle this stuff. If you legitimately want to cut down on deaths involving a firearm, focus on suicides before you focus on anything else. That's something that we can legitimately point to and say, you know what, we're not doing a good enough job on. No, we don't need to red flag them. No, we don't need to do any of that. We need to empower these people and say, you know what, we got resources for you. You feel like you got nothing else? Come on, let's talk. That's what we need to do. And until that's addressed, I don't want to hear one thing about gun control. You want to do something good in the world? You want to change lives? You want to save lives? I mean, at the end of the day, that's the goal of gun control, right? The meaning behind it. Oh, if we do this, we'll save more lives. Okay, we'll start with all of the fucking men out there who feel like they don't have another option. Every single year, there are tens of thousands of men, probably some women, but mostly men, who just off themselves. By the way, for everyone who's like, oh, if we made it harder to get guns, they wouldn't do it. No, dude. No, there are plenty of options. I would like to hear this talked about more in Congress. If you're in Congress, if you're in any kind of the government and you're hearing this, bring this up. Next time gun control comes up and you got to talk about who the next ATF director is or why whatever is an infringement, dude, bring this up. If your goal is truly to save and preserve life, this is the biggest step America can take. Start taking care of our own.